It's lovely to be here, but I would like to, the reason why I wanted this clip so that we can meet my children, because they said to me when I left, Gogo, the best thing that you must do for us is to hug the people there, give them our big hug. Now, I don't know how to hug the whole house like this. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to hug the air, know that you are in here, but also need to take your hug to my children. So I want you to view my children as they are on the clip. I am Sister Abegail Ntleko, who is from South Africa in the province of KZN in Annenberg, as you have seen on the clip. I was born in 1930s, being the 12th child, and my mother died when I was 4 years in 1938. So I hope everybody has got a pen, can simply write. And you can, I'm not going to tell you my years, you have to count. During our time at school, we used to do the sums looking up. You see the sum, write down, and then by the time you write it on paper. You have done it on the air. Now, children are using computers and whatever. What is the other thing? Calculator. So I struggled to access education because in our area, girls are not supposed to be educated. And worst of it all, my father supported that. He laid a rule that no girl will ever go to school in this house. So I had to listen. And then it was only the boys that were allowed to go to school. So to go to school, I had to rebel against my father with a huge smile and say, Dad, I'm going to school. I've been herding your cattle for the last 6 years. Now it's enough. I'm no more going to sit here and look after the cattle. I'm going to school. So I went to school in a traditional attire, which is beadwork in front and a piece of cloth at the back. In those days, all the schools were missionary schools. The teacher was just beside himself. He said, no ways that we admit you here. You must go and find a dress. So it was so difficult for me. Where am I going to find a dress when I've never worn a dress? So I went to the missionary who gave me a most beautiful smoke dress, light blue with big belts hanging, and I had to tie it in a bow at the back. And it looked stunning. So I went to school, and I was a laughingstock because I was 14 and all the other kids were 5-year-olds and 6-year-olds and 7-year-olds. For me, that gave me even more energy to go forward. So I was sent to all the classrooms in the school with a piece of paper to tell the teacher that must read this paper and then tell the girls who are there or what I want to be when I finish school. So I told my teacher that I want to be a nurse. It was a laughing stock because in our area there were no nurses. That's number one. We had teachers who came all over the Eastern Cape because it was the area that was deep rural, and also people were not educated. So over and above, that didn't bog me down. I went to all these classrooms, everybody was laughing, but it gave me even more energy to go forward. In fact, my book is Empty Hands. Why I named it Empty Hands is because one day my father was a medical reject from the mines. He came back from Joburg with pneumoconiosis, and he drank like a fish and smoked like a chimney. And he came back from his errands, and he sat down and said to me, I must scoop with my 2 hands some soil. And I looked around him, I couldn't see why he wanted this soil. When I came, he didn't even look at my hands, he just took his sack back and took out 2 bananas and said, this one is for you and this one is for me. Where must I put it? With full hands full of soil. Where am I going to put it? I said, well, Dad, you said I must go and get the soil. He said, it's up to you if you want to throw it away and take a banana. He knew that I love bananas so much. I can eat the whole box. So I did that and took the banana, but with a big question. I wanted to ask him. I got my guts and I said to him, what is the meaning of this? He said, well, I'm glad you asked this time. It's because you need to empty your heart with everything, hatred and whatever, heaviness in you must go away, so that God can refill you with love, and then you can dish that love to other people. So if you have got hatred, you've got no time to nest the love, you're nesting your hatred, and it's going to bog you down. And from then, that's why I've named the book Empty Hands. Then I went to complete my grade 10, which was junior certificate then at the age of 29. And I went for nursing, which took me about 6 years. We had to have a gap a year, but being a volunteer in the hospital. So I completed when I was 35. Mind you, at the end of your training, when you've written exams, there is a final ball for the nurses. So the partner that I found was a boy of 18 years. And that's where the nurses used to find partners and get married. So when I found this youngster, he tried to say a few words and looked at him. I said, no ways, you are too young. You still smell of your mom's milk. Get away. So I did a couple of diploma courses in nursing. I did psych, ophthalmic nursing, which is for the eyes, and I did mothercraft. And at the end, I wanted to have community nursing science through university. Mind you, I didn't have the higher certificate, so I had to study when I was 56, studying a metric. I got metric. From metric, I applied at the university, and I did community nursing science. My cry was that I need to wear that black coat, and then also have that hood on top. So I did that. It was to prove to my children that I'm bringing up. Already I had started having orphans. And then I wanted to prove to my children, even if they come late to me, they still go to school. You can still be educated no matter how old. Last year I did elder care, and I got 85% being with the youngsters. And they asked me, Gogo, why do you worry yourself? I said, no, you know what? I want to know when you are nursing me, because very soon you'll be nursing me, when you're doing something wrong. I said, elder care didn't say you must do like that. So I would be much more critical to them. So what really my book is about is to encourage the youngsters never ever to give up in life, and Don't allow yourself to have resentment and hatred. You must let go of things that are going to dismantle your life. You must also learn to forgive and forget. And to know that education is the key to all doors. Learn to hand it over to the Lord in prayer. I don't pray, I speak to God. So if things don't go well, I say to him, you have to fix this. I fail to fix it. So he's wonderful because he does it. And for whatever, God has been so good to me. I never even know that one day I'll be in San Francisco in 2009, and I'll also be in front of you today. So I feel so honored in receiving such welcome and such love and compassion, and people throwing themselves up to use my book. It's going to encourage the youngsters to learn to stand, because that's what I'm doing with my orphans. I want them to have a leg to stand on and also wings to fly, which is education. I send them to the private school. I thin out whatever I have so that they get the best, because English anyway is a universal language. But Zulu will continue in KZ and you'll go nowhere with Zulu. So having these experiences, the wonderful support through my life, the gift of being able to serve, has increased my faith in the goodness of people and of life. This makes me excited because I don't suffer from any of the the psychosomatic illnesses. I'm as healthy as anything at the age of 82. Thank you.